Welcome to the Movement Lesson Sports Academy. Today we're going to do a bit of analysis on the movement of some of the players of the Rugby World Cup, and in particular from the game of the weekend, which was South Africa and Ireland, which I have to say was probably the best sporting contest that I've seen for a long time. Absolutely fantastic. I can't remember a game that I finished watching recently that I just wanted to switch on and watch all over again. It was absolutely fantastic. We're going to look at some of the plays that stood out for me on that performance and some of their key movements, some of the attributes that are similar. There's been plenty of fantastic analysis around the forwards that you could literally highlight all 40 plus players who appeared in the game and pick out different elements. It was top draw. That the skills on shoulder movement was quality, but there's four that stood out for me. If you like what you see, give us a like, please subscribe, keep coming back to the channel. We're going to keep putting more and more analysis on. We'll build on it and hopefully get some more rugby analysis in before the end of the World Cup as well. First up, we've got Faf de Klerk. Now, I don't know what it is about South African scrum half, but it's always been something that I've been a big fan of from a kid. Juice van der Westhuizen was probably my first big love in rugby, going on to Rowan Pienaar, who I got to see several times, but particularly when he was at Ulster. Absolutely loved it. Like watching a guy playing a tuxedo was what one of the Lancashire coaches texted me during games South Africa were in Australia. And Faf de Klerk's the latest of a long line. It's like just one after another of South African scrum halves I love to watch. Lucky enough that he's been playing in Manchester for about 5 or 6 years as well prior to going to Japan, so got to see a lot of him. The big thing with Faf de Klerk, everyone talks about, he's known as the Giant Slayer, and we talk about maybe his use of his centre of gravity being low, his strength. But for me, it's more than that. It's his movement. There's my 3-year-old son's got great centre of gravity. He can't make the tackles that de Klerk makes. We've got people big and Arnold Schwarzenegger, could he make the tackles? Could he do what de Klerk does? I'm not so sure. The big thing for me is we look at his hips, his clear pelvic strike, his rotation that he's got clearly going through his body. And we've got a few clips to highlight that. First up, the tackle on much bigger guys coming up here, and look at the pelvic strike, the way that he's able to get low but then drive with his hips up and drive much bigger players backwards to dump behind them. Even in, and you look at the rotation element, look at this now, de Klerk literally hits the floor and bounces back up, the weight transfer, the rotation element, and that's big for de Klerk for me, is how quickly he picks the ball up and he's gone, he's so quick. The sniping around the edges off the back of the scrum and off the back of rucks is superb, and he's just up, and again there, the pelvic strike. It's playing a key element in his throws. Is one of the quickest release. There's no step required. We look at some scrum halves, and there's a step required before they release the ball. De Klerk's has just gone. The speed of ball is so quick, so great. Into this clip that we're going to get to now, that again just shows the ability for de Klerk to weight transfer, to rotate. It's a hell of a tackle here, but the ability for him, there's no glitches in his movement there. It's a smooth rotation, same as when he was pushed to the ground before. He hit the ground, bounced back up. It's the same way there. It's very smooth. That tackle again against a bigger guy, the hips, the pelvis involved in it. Smooth runner. Great running lines that he shows, but it's all about the hips again. Quick play the ball, so important to de Klerk. Here we go. We talk about him tackling bigger players. Have some of this, Billy Vunipola. Boom, push backwards. Look, the pelvic strike in there. The work that he's done, again, you see the pelvis going all the time. His strike, absolutely phenomenal. Again, he's so quick, and you see on this picture, he's so quick and driving through, and it's that pelvic strike. You see that lift that helps knock the defender back off his feet. Absolutely superb. As well as the importance of the pelvic strike to get back up. the amount of rotation in our body is what allows us to oppose and work through and within gravity. And you can see that with de Klerk, and in a lot of these clips, he's so quick to get back on his feet from the base of a scrum. Now you're going to see he's got the ability to go in either direction, and as he feeds the ball in, and he's so quick and able to get up quicker than anybody else. Look, he's just watching. His eyes are brilliant, great vision. He's watching to see his opposition scrum half's committed the wrong way, and off de Klerk goes. He can snipe either way. He throw off his left or right hand is absolutely superb. And it's that ability to get up and away so quick, to oppose gravity and get up so quickly. You see a couple of clicks coming up here where if he takes 1 or 2 steps, the defender's got him and he can't release the ball. It's certainly not as quick or as accurate. But watch him. Again, great eyes, great vision, right or left. There we go. We're going left there. The vision, the awareness. He's not got his eyes on the ball all the time. He's using his peripheral vision. And then again, if he took a couple of steps there, the defender's got it. There's no way that he's able to get that ball out to his winger to have a one-on-one chance on the left wing. Look at the eyes. Up, 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 up. Which way is he going? Am I taking a step? No, it's a quick release, and the roll of the hips and the rotation, the hips crossing midline, getting that ball out wide. It's not all with his arms. It's smoother. It's an efficient action. Tackling here again. We're going to see big hit, pushing through again. You see that pelvic strike, pushing up and away, and he literally hit the ground, and he's bouncing back up again, and he's back in the defensive position. South Africa aren't a man down. He's not stuck in it on the floor on the ruck. He's hitting the ground and he's bouncing straight back up again. See another scrum half who has to take 1 or 2 steps, and de Klerk's in there on. And an element we're not quite talked about yet, but something that ability to pick the ball up and to move through and oppose gravity so quickly and to bounce back up also makes him so effective with his box kicking as well. I think he's probably one of the best box kickers, particularly scrum half in the world. Quick clip here that against the All Blacks that we're going to see. First is the kick that he puts in, and then also the chase that he puts in. The kick in this instance might not actually be the most accurate, but it's what it shows you how quickly he can pick the ball up and kick the ball forward. The roll of the hips play with that, and rotation coming through, and then also his follow up, and then you're seeing the tackle, those hips driving through again. The role that they play in making him such an effective player. There we go with that rotation, the hips driving forward, who's followed it up, and again, winger running him at full charge, and again it's that ability to not just make the tackle but bounce straight back up, be involved, ready to go. Slow this right down and watch this box kick now again. How quickly he's up, playing the ball before it's able to get charged down. The rotation through the hips and the pelvic strike makes that so effective as a clearance. We're going to switch sides now to have a look at an Irish player who impresses me more and more every time I see him, and that's the winger James Lowe. Somebody else who uses his hips phenomenally well and has got a hell of a boot. That's what we're going to focus on here. Few clips here, just looking at the roll. Every time James Lowe hits the ball, it looks effortless and the ball travels miles. But look at the hips coming through, his pelvic strike, and everything is forward. Sometimes you see someone hitting the ball and the pelvic strike isn't so great. They hit the ball and they actually collapse a little bit. Every time Lowe hits this, it's like a similar way to when Lionel Messi hits the ball. It looks effortless because the pelvis, they're always coming forward and he's got forward momentum. Let's have a look at some of these clips of James Lowe. Effortless, but look how far the ball travels. It's literally a prod forward. But again, he's put the opponents right down in the corner. Look at this, from just outside his 22, looks effortless. He's into his opponent's 22. Now, he's going to have a bit of kick tennis here with Lee Halfpenny, who's renowned again for his boot. Back to his 22. Where's this going again? Effortless from James Lowe over Halfpenny's head, putting back. So Halfpenny's now kicking from almost his own touchline. It's certainly Ireland have moved about 20 metres, or they're now attacking from halfway. Just shows how much of an impact James Lowe's boot made with that against someone like Halfpenny, who's renowned as a great fullback, who's got a great boot on him as well. Lowe's actually, and here he is in the corner almost finishing the move off as well, but making huge territory gains of something that looks so easy for him. Got a slow motion clip of James Lowe here. Now, Ireland used this kick really effectively, used it a lot to get out of danger and to exit against South Africa. Really effective weapon for Ireland. Here's Lowe with a demonstration. It's again, look at the pelvis, look at the hips coming through, look at the forward momentum all the way through here. Looks effortless. It's gone. I think this one was 80 plus meters. And there's no glitches in the movement now. There can't be for it to look so smooth and effortless. And there's no way we can mention James Lowe without this. His decision making on the pass for the Ireland try on Saturday was fantastic. But this, again, the use of the hips, picking up a bigger guy. And actually, the fact that it's Etzebeth and one of the big monsters in rugby, look at this. The way that he's gonna lift Etzebeth up off the ground and driving back, that's huge from James Lowe, and one of the moments of the match for me. And one of the other moments of the match for me, we've not quite got a clip of, but it was the sidestep from Damian Willemse on Gary Ringrose, where Gary Ringrose, who's a great defender, ended up crossing over his feet and falling backwards. Willemse, you know, we talk about Hugo Keenan potentially being the best 15 in the world. Willemse, for me, he's got everything. He's great under the high ball. He's got a great boot. And look at the balance, the step, the weight transfer from Willemse is just something to marvel at. One of the best things to see in World Rugby at the minute for me is that step, that ability to just go in either direction. To change his weight transfer for the rotation for his hips. There you go. See you later against Connacht. A nice spin, and again a great offload. But the ability just to go under the high ball, bam, have some of that, see you later. And it's superb. His weight transfer is excellent. And you see him again now. The ability for Willemse to counter rotate, for his hips to go in one direction and change to shift his weight from one way then the other. Balance isn't just an ability to not fall over. At an elite level like this, it's that ability to counterbalance and say, right, well, we're going in one direction. How quickly can we change direction and go the other way? You've got to have efficient, smooth actions throughout the hips. I mean, like I said, the step on Gary Ringrose, if you've not seen it, is absolutely phenomenal, and there's probably nothing better in World Rugby at the minute. We're going to finish, I think, with the pick of the bunch. Can he go left? Can he go right? He can go either way. Against the Aussies, 1, 2, here we go, 3 steps, 4 steps. I think the tally there from the commentators was about 7 or 8 Australian defenders left in his way. And it's that ability to counterbalance in both directions. Defenders don't know which way he's going to go. And his step is just so good. It's just a different level. Again, against England. Gets away from defenders so quickly, 1, 2. It's phenomenal. But it's the counterbalance to then maintain his balance and keep going forward. And is he good under the high ball? He's got it all. Here we go against England. Look how he's going to start this South African attack off. It's not just the fact that he's a great ball runner, but he can offer lots more to the South African team. Yes, he's a playmaker, but he's got more than that. Here we go. Ball up in the air. Willemse not under a great deal of pressure, but he's got to be aware of Stewart coming onto him. He's fantastic in his airing himself, maintains his eyes on the ball, and he starts off with a fantastic step that just leaves Freddie Stewart clutching at air, ready for that one again. It's not just, there we go, safe pair of hands, and he's gone. Again, counterbalance to go, leave people in his wake, start counter-attack off, and the South Africans suddenly are in the corner. And that's not a bad step either. And the last player that we're going to look at from South Africa-Ireland match here deserves his own video. So it's please check in for the star of the game, and somebody deserves this whole video. Like what you see, please like it, please subscribe, keep following, and keep checking in on the